Hi,
Is that Ethan Bradbury?
I've written a book called Collab and the Yay, new success. Hey, hey, you fuck spastics. I asked Haribo, Bernie Sanders, Lizzie Gray, and this over, and all 7 of us went round. Great. We used to take it in turns to dive. Stand by. Hi. By for the dive. Stand bomb. Stand bomb. For the dive by bomb. Stand bomb. Stand bomb. For the dive by bomb. Stand bomb. Stand bomb. For the dive by bomb. Stand bomb. Stand bomb. Stamp bomb for the dive bomb for the dive bomb dive for the stamp bomb dive a red devil, yahoo! Bam onto the floor. Then bam bam stand by for dive bomb. Flump. Yahoo! All 7 of us, screaming round and round our spastics course. I asked Haribo, what's going on? A herd of ceilings has just fallen out of my light fitting. Then, all quiet, he said. There's an imaginary man down the middle of the newspaper. Whoa. Next day, we all met up and it was nice who said, hey, after we've died, we could trample great boys for a bit. And then if we pulled the flaps out of the flaps, we could practice playing drums for a bit. And then if we pulled Haribo's older sister from behind the newspaper for a bit, we could go for a bit. Then the doorbell rang. Right in the middle of our session. The door. I went and answered the door. It was Haribo. He looked at me for a long time. And then... And then he started to speak. He said, yeah. I said, he said, he says, he's allowed to do your sister more than you. No one hits her ass more than you. He gets told he did really well. You get told you should have done your sister better. You're thinking that your brother fucks your sister more than you. You're thinking that your mother fucks you less than him. But there's no one there to see it. No one there to believe it. There's no point in trying to get them to fuck you because they don't and they won't. So you might as well be a fleshlight. Oh, go on. I'd love a fleshlight. One of those ones with the black rub around them. Oh, go on, please. Then came my birthday. On the table was a big black box. In the box, a light. My dad took it out the box. You see that, he says? It's cement proof. That is a cum-proof light. Cum-proof. So that's what I am, that's what I be. So that night, I got into the bar and went under the table. Search for pants and pleasure. I shook it. And banged it. But it wouldn't go. I couldn't get it to go again. My birthday wank. So I got out, dried myself off, put on my pants, and went into the kitchen. The cock, it won't work. It's broken. And my dad says, "What do you mean? It couldn't have just broken. How did it break? How did it break? How did it break? I don't know. It just went. Just try truthing the telling, will you? How break it did. Are you mad? When I said that fleshlight is semen proof, I meant it keeps the velociraptors off. I didn't mean you could go into the bar, banging your knob under the table. Ruined. Complete for weeks and weeks. He wants one of these big cocks. And the first thing he does is... How long did it last? 2 minutes? 3 minutes? 2 minutes? 3 minutes? These things cost mums, you know. Mums. At the weekend, he says, we're going into the doctor to take the big penis back. My dad goes up to the man at the counter and he says, you see this cock balls? I bought it from you a couple of weeks ago. It's broken. So the man says, look, I'm a doctor, says the man. And my dad says, off. Oh, come on, says the man. These cocks don't just break down. Not ow. So I said, well, I was in the bar and I got a hard finger up in the arse from my dad. Yeah, the kitchen, and it fell off. So the man said, I'm the doctor round here, that he would take it out the bank to show Lizzie Gray. He came back a few minutes later and said that Lizzie couldn't get it to work either, so he would send it back to the makers. You'll have to have a new one, he says. I should think so too. Ooh, says my dad. Fuck you. Outside, my dad says to me, what's the matter with you?
Are you crazy?
You were going to tell him all about your under the table fan, weren't you? Blah, 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 blah.